Alright, this is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to start subtracting integers. And just a reminder of what an integer is. An integer is any counting number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's 0, and is any of the negative counting numbers, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and that type of thing. So those are integers, and we're going to subtract them today. So we're going to throw a bunch of negatives in, we're going to throw some positives in, and it's going to be a fun day. Here we go. Subtracting integers. This is mucho importante. Very important. Subtraction is the same as blank. The blank, blank, blank. We're going to say that's the same as adding the opposite. Oops. I always do that on the first slide. Adding the opposite. Also known as change. Alright, so the thing about subtracting numbers is 2 wrongs actually do make a right in math. So 2 negatives actually do make a positive. And with these examples, it doesn't say to actually find what negative 3 minus 7 is. It just wants us to practice changing. Okay, I just want you to practice adding the opposite. So when you add the opposite, what happens is you leave the first number alone, the number in front. He still is negative 3. However, we know that 3 minus 2 is 1. Just 3 minus 2 equals 1, and 3 plus negative 2 equals 1. We know this. We practice this. We know these are the same thing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change all of our subtraction signs into adding the opposite. So negative 3 plus negative 7. And now we have one of those deals where it's same signs, add and keep, difference, that whole thing, right? So negative 3 plus negative 7. That's a better way for us to solve it and a better way for us to subtract because we've been practicing adding negative numbers already. Okay, another one. 6. I'm going to change. This sign changes, the next sign changes. The first sign, nothing changes. So I'm going to change. 6 plus positive 9. Now we've had this discussion before. Do we put the plus in front of the 9 if we're talking about a positive 9? No, we don't. So we're just going to say this is 6 plus 9. As you can see here, subtracting a negative becomes the same as addition. Alright, it might be confusing at first, but we're going to practice it until it's not confusing. Okay? So what I want to do here is I just want to do the change. All right, I just want to practice that. I don't want to find the answer. I just want to change what the problem should look like. Negative 5 minus 8. We're going to leave the negative 5 alone. We're going to change. So really what happens is I have negative 5 plus negative 8. All right. Now we know how to, with same signs, add and keep different signs. So we can solve that negative 13, but that's not what it asks us. We just want to rewrite each problem below. Okay. And an equivalent addition problem to a subtraction sign would be plus a negative. That's what we're doing. Again, let's go over to number 2. 6 does not change, but the next 2 signs do change. When I do a change, when I'm adding a positive number, I don't need to put the plus in front of the 5 anymore. I already know it's a positive 5, so I'm just going to put plus 5. The 2 negatives made a positive when they're right next to each other. Again, number 3, not changing the negative 2, but I am changing the subtraction sign to an adding the opposite, or subtraction, same thing. And so now I have a problem like we've been practicing, same signs, add and keep. Okay, so the nice thing about rewriting these is that we've been practicing these a lot, and it should be easy for us to find these answers on the number line. So as you can see, I'm just doing a change. And the ones that I'm worried about are these ones right here with the 2 negatives. Okay, when I change, it becomes 4. Nothing changes on the first one. And then plus a positive 12 is the same as just plus 12. Alright, we don't need to put the second positive there. It's redundant. Not necessary. Alright, so now let's actually find some solutions here. And I have a pretty little number line down here for us to use if we need it. And let's go to that color. Okay, so now we are actually going to find the solution. So or the simplify it. When I change, I have 3 plus 8. My positive 8, my plus positive 8, that's not necessary. I'm just going to put plus 8. So 3 plus 8, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I know I'll be at 11. I'm going to say that's 11. Once again, change. Oops, let's go over here to this one. Change. My negative 4 does not change at all. But the two signs in the middle can change. I'm adding a positive 16. That's the same as just adding 16. So if I'm at negative 4 and I move up 16 spots, I know it's 4 spots to 0, and another 12 spots after that. So it's going to be 12. Once again, the first thing I want to do is change. I want my subtraction to be addition. And now I have 12 plus a positive 9, which is really just a plus 9. Okay, so 12 plus 9, 21. And if you need the number line to do that, that's fine. Mr. Gill's getting pretty good at adding those numbers together in his head. If you're worried that you're doing it wrong, just remember, if you do like 12 minus 9, it has to be 3. So 12 plus 9 would have to be 21. It would be the other direction. Same way with if it was 2 minuses. 12 minus negative 9. Well, minus would move it left, and then another minus would move it the other direction again, so then you're actually moving towards the right. So changes minus to a plus. 7 plus 8. 15. Now, sometimes I see people do this, change, which is not appropriate. That is not a correct way to use the change rule. The change rule only happens, the sign in front stays with the number. So when I change, it has to be the two signs exactly in between the numbers. Okay, and negative 12 plus negative 8, same signs, add and keep. Negative 20. I'm adding them together and I'm keeping the negative sign. Another one, change. 4 plus positive 9, or 4 plus 9. 13. 1 minus negative 10, or 1 plus 10, equals 11. Negative 3, the first number never changes, plus positive 8 would be negative 3 plus 8. There's negative 3 spots to get to 0, and then I have 5 spots left. Positive 5, and finally, change, negative 20 plus 18. So I'm starting at negative 20 way back here, and I know I'm 20 away from 0, but I'm only moving 18 of it, so I'll make it all the way until negative 2. Different sign, subtract. 20 minus 18 is 2. Keep the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact. Negative 2. There you go. Alright, so we just learned how to subtract by changing subtraction into addition, because we're really good at adding, but not so good at subtracting. So if we change everything to addition, then we'll never have to worry about subtracting, because it's all the same thing. So that's it for today, and we're going to practice in class.